finances are always a stress in marriage. With newlyweds, how should they plan? What should they do? I've got a daughter getting married next spring.
Yep.
What should
Oh,
she?
really?
Yeah, I do.
That's
yes.
exciting.
And you know, but as far as planning, so that those situations don't come up as
Right.
much, what should newlyweds do?
Well, you know, this is really an important topic, and I hope that our viewers today, if it's not young people that are planning on getting married, for the parents like yourselves that are involved in helping oversee this process, it is so very important. And part of it is, like the rest of our life, the Bible and our prayer life needs to be a part of our finances, and they need to learn that on the front end. You know, when you're getting married, as you'll understand, having a daughter been married and a son, it is a hectic year or whatever that precedes the wedding, and a lot of things are going on and a lot of dynamics. And planning and prayer often aren't one of them, because there's all this other chaos that's going on around it. But if people learn to make the Bible and its financial principles and prayer part of their life before they get married, they're much more obviously likely to apply those principles once they are. You're correct that once we're married, finances are a stressful part of it. That's a given. Look, most of us struggle financially all of our lives. We come from different places. So the prayer is very important in Bible principles. But what I want them to do is discuss their finances early, before they're married. I would recommend to people talk about their goals and their dreams. What are their expectations? What do you want out of life? Have these kind of conversations financially. They'll talk about all kinds of other things. I want to get a degree. I want to have 3 children. I want to retire someday when I'm 46. We all wanted to do it by 60. All of a sudden now they want to do it a lot younger. Wow, when we talked about that, our finances were never part of it up front. We need to talk about them, and we need to be frank about it. Be open about it.
Well, even simple things like, it would seem to me that a joint account is the way to go, but
Yep.
That's even a discussion that
It is
should
a
be
big
had.
discussion these days, and should they be together, should they be joint, and all of that. And I'm not here to tell you which they should be. I think in most cases, they're a joint account. There are reasons why it makes sense to have separate accounts, maybe for direct depositing or some things like that. But the point of this is, let's talk about it. And then we're going to take it a step further and say, who's going to pay the bills every month? Who's going to write the checks? Who's going to go online? Young people now, it's all online banking. But you know, who is going to lead this process? Now in my home, I do it. I'm a CPA, my wife even if I wasn't, I would have migrated toward that side of the process.
In my home, my wife does it.
Yeah.
That's true.
And
She's
okay.
better at that side
But then
of it.
the point of it is, my wife will say very little about the finances, and I'll say, time out. Look at the checkbook and see where the money goes. It's every bit important that she understands that we buy into this process about who is the regular bill payer, how does it take place. And Norma, you probably had one person that did it right all the time.
Right, my husband.
Yeah, he was involved with it, and then you had to learn it, and thank
did.
goodness you did.
I did.
But that can be a challenge because we weren't around a lot of that all the time. Budgeting is important always in our life financially. Do young people budget before they even get married? You better have a budget for your wedding. Dresses
Oh, my
cost a lot
goodness.
of money. Whoa.
I'm already starting to find out a little bit about that. And some people want to go overboard
Yep.
so much and start out their lives together in incredible debt a lot of times.
You've probably been told, you're taking care of the bills, stay out of the rest of this stuff. Especially if it's daughters, okay?
Yeah, but I know his wife.
Well, you know, so.
I know, they'll be all right.
Everything's going pretty good, but even in good planning, it's
is.
amazing how expensive
It
things
is.
can be.
Flowers,
Yeah.
musicians, very costly things. And one thing I tell people about flowers, they look beautiful. And in 2 hours, you'll never see them again. The average says you will look at your wedding photos only twice in the first 15 years after you're married. And after that, never look at them again. Now, but yet you'll pay staggering sums for photographers. I'm not saying don't have it. Understand the cost of these things and the benefit on the other side. Don't be blinded by love. Look around. I'm not saying look around for another mate. I'm saying look at the way your spouse-to-be dresses, what they drive, what their furnishings are, what their expectations are. Are they beyond their means? Are they spending too much? Are physical possessions extremely important to this person? All really, really important things.
You have a point for us to discuss here. The next one just floors me. At later ages, looking for a partner with good health insurance?
It has become a huge issue for a couple of reasons. One, until we got the Affordable Care Act, a lot of people were losing their insurance. Secondly, because of injuries that they already have, they were not qualifying for the insurances they were looking for. But if looking for a beautiful young lady, I'll come to Norma and say, Norma, what a gorgeous gal. By the way, how much are your deductibles? That doesn't seem possible, and I know I'm going a little overboard, but this is an area that it's really become very, very popular. So people need to be aware of that. There are tax implications to getting married. You've been filing joint all of these years, and you might have big disparity in your income. Think beforehand, when I bring these incomes together, what will our tax situation look like? And you can go to any CPA, you can get on the front end of that process so you can anticipate.
I'd like to make sure we get this in. What about prenuptial agreements? It seems to me, to be kind of like, do you really want to do that?
Right?
Yeah, lack of trust, but.
Let me tell you a situation that it works. I am going to marry Norma. We're both 25 years old. And
this is all news to me, but anyway, go ahead.
Due to an inheritance, I have extremely significant wealth, and I have no problem marrying Norma and making sure she benefits from that. But with a prenuptial agreement, I want to set aside a certain amount of it to protect my children or grandchildren that I might have had in another relationship. Mm-hmm. There are situations where it's not due to a lack of trust, but that you want to make sure that if we did not, I could pass away the second day of marriage and all of it would go down her line, which is okay, but maybe not the thought process that we would have wanted. But what do? We talk about these things in advance. Everybody agrees and they understand why it happens. Most cases it does not happen, or you agree for certain things to happen for a certain period of time. And I've seen them where after 5 years of marriage, right down the shredder, make them go away. They serve their purpose in the beginning to make sure everything worked out okay, and then we got rid of them. So prenuptials at first sound like, I don't trust you, but there might be a situation where they're beneficial.
Well, it sounds like planning, wisdom, discussion, those are all important things. That's right. Michael Peuler.
That was good.
That really was. Thank you so much,
Thanks
Michael.
for letting me be here.